Hi, I welcome all of you in my channel and in this video in which I am going to discuss the F-test. F-test is basically used to compare the variances of two samples. If we have to compare the variance of only one sample with a stated value, we will use chi-square test. So here I will check the variances in the daily rental prices of two cities, Camden and Hackney, that are neighborhood. The analysis will be performed in Excel, Minitab and SPSS. First of all, we formulate the hypothesis. So sigma 1 square is equal to variance of the rental prices of the Camden, and sigma 2 square is the variance of daily rental prices for the Hackney. Now null hypothesis, it is represented by H naught. There is no difference between the variances of daily rental prices for Camden and Hackney. Alternate hypothesis represented by H1. There is a statistically significant difference between the variances of daily rental prices for Camden and Hackney. If you want to write mathematically, you can write that null hypothesis is equal to H naught, and this is equal to sigma 1 square is equal to sigma 2 square. In the alternate hypothesis, there is an inequality sign between the two variances. In case if we have bidirectional test, means two-tailed test. If you want to check only one tail test, so if we say that there is the variation in the Camden is greater than Hackney, so we will say that sigma 1 square is greater than sigma 2 square. And if we say that the variation is in the Camden is less than Hackney, then sigma 1 square is less than sigma 2 square. So there are only three possible signs in the alternate hypothesis, that are inequality and greater than or less than. To perform the F-test in the Excel, we need the data into separate columns. Click on this data tab in the top one buttons. Then click on data analysis. After that, click on F-test to sample for variances. Click OK. Here you will have to select the data. So in order to perform the F-test, we need the data of the two samples in two separate columns. Okay, the Camden data is in column C and Hackney's column D. So select the range 1 for the variable 1. Click on this first cell, then hold on shift, control and down arrow button on your keyboard. After selecting, press enter. Likewise, you will have to do the same for the second variable range. Click on this up arrow button, then click on the first cell, then hold shift, control and down arrow button. Then click enter. The variable ranges have been selected in the Excel. As we have selected the variable labels, I told you that we have labels in the first cell. Then we have to select the output range. So click on this output range. Okay, and after that, click on this up arrow button. So now you will have to mention the cell in which you need the results. Let me say that I will select this K4. I need the results in the K4 cell. Press enter. K4 has been selected, then click OK. So we got our results. Here, straightforward, you can see that both of the samples has observation 3063, and we have our p-value that is too much small. If it is, I suggest you people to go to the format, then go to format cells. In the format cell, click on number. In the number, just say I need 3 digits after a decimal, so we got 0.00. It means there is a significant difference between the two sample for the variances. To perform the same test in the Minitab, again select this data. We have label in the first cell, in the first row. Click on shift control and down arrow. You will select the whole data for these two samples. Control C for the copying, and here you can paste the data like this. Select this first cell above 1 and under the C1, Control V, the data will be pasted. Okay, this is easy in the Minitab as compared to SPSS, but that you can insert the copy paste the variable labels or names as well. However, in case of SPSS, you will have to manually enter them. Then go to stat. After that, basic statistics. In the basic statistics, two variances. In the two variances, there are a few options that both sample are in one column. No, we have each sample data in its own column. Okay, the sample one is Camden, second sample two is Hackney. Here in the option, you will have to select what you have mentioned in our alternate hypothesis. So we said that ratio is not equal to hypothesized ratio. Ratio of the two variances, that sigma 1 square divided by sigma 2 square is equal to 1. This is basically hypothesized ratio, and in the alternate we said that the ratio is not equal to 1. It may be greater than or less than 1. In that case we reject over null hypothesis. So click OK, and if you need any graph you can click on that, summary and histogram maybe if you require it. Okay. Then click OK, you will get the result. Wait a second please. Okay, in order to see the result completely, click on this window that entirely you can see the results. So here this is the descriptive statistics, number of samples, standard deviation, variance, and confidence interval for the standard deviation. Then we got the ratio of standard deviations. After that, this is over the result in which we are interested. So what's this? Null hypothesis, the ratio is equal to 1. Alternate, the ratio is not equal to 1. We see that the Levine test of the test statistics for the Levine is 80.14. That's too much high. And the p-value is 0.000. It means that there is too much difference between the variances of the two samples. You can also interpret this graph that in case of ideally we say that both of the variances are equal to each other. So in that case the ratio will be equal to 1. This is the red dotted line. However, in our case for the Levine test, the ratio lies too much far away from this line. So it is almost 1.26493. So it means that numerator is greater than denominator, or variance for the our first sample Camden is greater than Hackney. So we got ratio greater than 1. In this case, we reject the null hypothesis. How to this F test in the SPSS? We need the data set for both of the sample in one column. You can see the data for Camden as well as Hackney are in the one column. I labeled Camden as 1, and let me show you that Hackney as same column, and Hackney I have labeled as 2. So I will select these two columns, only numeric digits. From there, control shift control enter, selected the whole data, control C for the copy. Let me go in the SPSS, control V, it has been copied. Now variable 3 is all data set, and variable 4 are the two sample, one for Camden, 2 for Hackney. Go to analyze, then go to means, then one way ANOVA. This is the only method from which we can do the analysis. Variable 3 in the dependent list, and for factor or two levels are there. Okay, now go to the options. In there you select the homogeneity of variance test, so it will be the Levine test. Continue OK, and then press OK. To save the time, I haven't given the names, so you can see it here. The same result I got, that the p-value is less than 0.001. So that was all about. Now I'm going towards the report. Once we have done the analysis, we can paste one analysis from the Excel or Minitab SPSS in the Word file. Then interpretation in the APA style is the F test for checking the equality of variance is performed at significance level alpha is equal to 0.05. Results showed that there is a significant difference between two neighborhood cities. F3062, this is the degree of freedom for the numerator. These are results. 3062 degree of freedom for the Camden, and 3062 for the Hackney as well, with F's value 1.67. This is 1.67. Okay, after that p value is less than 0.05. This is 0.000. Therefore null hypothesis is rejected, and there is a statistically significant difference is found between the Camden and Hackney for daily rental prices in terms of variance. Now based upon this interpretation, based upon above result, it is decided that further we have to apply a two sample t-test for unequal variances to compare the average daily prices between the Camden and Hackney, two neighborhood cities, and we have performed the F test in another section, another video. Thanks a lot for watching the video. If you have any question, you can ask in the comment as well as on my WhatsApp number. You can also send me your problem on the Gmail. My email address has been given. So subscribe to my channel and like this video. Bye.